Jamie, another big win on Saturday. Must be delighted with the 3-0 and setting us up for the shootout on Friday.
Yeah, I think it was a really good performance, and I think especially some players like Lewis Smith, I thought was excellent on the day, and he was a real attacking threat for us. Obviously, where it takes us to in the league, it's a position we want to be in, and hopefully we can go on Friday night and get the win.
You've changed from centre mid to right back. How are you enjoying the new role? And you must be happy to contribute another clean sheet.
Obviously, somewhere I've played a lot of time in my career, so comfortable there. And yeah, it was good to get a clean sheet, and I think that's what we kind of tried to base our success on this year. And I think we've had 16 or so it's nice to add another one to the list.
Yeah, I think that was Jerome's 20th. I think that was a clean sheet. So, I mean, probably the foundations are built on clean sheets. Yeah,
definitely. I think throughout the season, our defensive performances have been really strong, and Jerome's been excellent since he came into the side, and yeah, hopefully that can continue.
All eyes are on Friday now. Is this the games you want to be involved in as a player?
Yeah, definitely. I think up at the top of the table, and if you win the game, you give yourself a chance at winning the league. I think you can't ask for much more. If you were offered that at the start of the season, I think most boys would take it. So it's one that everybody's looking forward to, and one we're hoping we can go win.
It was a 2-0 victory last time out against Partick, along with 2 draws through there. Does that help going into these games, or is all previous games just out the window?
I think you've played against the team obviously 3 times now, and you know what they're kind of trying to do. They've had a change of manager in there as well, and the last game we played against them was difficult for about 60 minutes, and we really kind of struggled with their shape. But I think this game being so important to us, and I think the gaffers and the staff have made sure we've prepared properly, and we're looking to go and carry out our game plan, and hopefully that's enough to win the 3 points.
You are one of 4 players nominated in the PFA Team of the Year. That must have been delighted that your fellow pros have decided that you're one of the best 11 in the country.
Yeah, I was obviously delighted, and I think getting that bit of recognition for your peers and the boys voting for it. So, and the other boys that managed to make it into the team have been excellent all season as well. So yeah, it's a nice little reward for the hard work we've put in.
I know it's a great personal achievement for you, Jamie, but you must be happy that Jerome, Gowser and Muirhead were selected, with Robbie being up for Player of the Year in the Championship.
Yeah, I think, like you said, I think all the boys have been excellent this year, and it's a nice bit of reward. Like, getting the recognition of your peers is excellent, and it's probably one of the best things you can get as a footballer. So I think Robbie being up for Player of the Year is because he's scored so many big goals for us, and whenever you need that kind of special moment, he seems to pop up with that, whether it be the free kick at Ayr away or opening the scoring in the cup final. So hopefully he can win the award.
The game against Hamilton, it felt like it could have went 2 ways. They had a couple of opportunities early on. Jerome's made a few good saves.
Jerome's saves were late on in the game, I felt, so it was during the later ends of the game, and we were 3-0 up. We kind of dropped back maybe 10-20 yards, gave them a wee bit of territory. The game became a wee bit easier. We managed the game, to be honest, but I think it was Ollie Shaw that got on the end of 2 cross balls. There's one that Jerome should save, and he saves the one he could save. So I had a really good save, and one was kind of a bog standard save, but still big saves at that point in the game.
Talking to Jerome, it's another 2 clean sheets in a row. And that takes his tally up to 20 for the season. How big a part is he?
Is that including the cup games? Yeah, I think it's something 16 in the league, maybe something along the lines. I think like Jerome's came in obviously last January, and we kept in touch with one another. Bit difficult in the summer to get over the line, if I'm honest, and it was a wee bit difficult until Shamal left. But I can understand why, because I think Jerome knew what he could do. We'd still to see that, so he was desperate to be playing first team football, and he's came over and he's done that, and him and his family have really integrated their kind of life into Livingston Football Club, but they're also embracing Scotland. They love the people, they love the country, so there's a lot to like in terms of Jerome coming in. He's been a massive player for us, absolutely huge player for us, and I'm just delighted about his progress, because I've seen it a million times. Boys come in and trial and hit the ground running, and you go, we're going to keep getting this progression, but you don't always get that progression. So with Jerome, he's came in, he really impressed on trial in Turkey, but he's actually kicked on, so I'm delighted with the overall package in terms of he's embraced the country. His family have really bought into Livingston, and Jerome's been outstanding for us on and off the park.
Robbie Muirhead's been in excellent form. He got voted for the Player of the Championship, but Lewis Smith stepped up the last 4 or 5 games. You must be delighted with Lewis's contribution, but also Robbie's.
I think the front three of late have been really, really important for us. Chris as well came up with some big goals. Smithy's assists are actually through the roof. Before Smithy actually got a proper run in the team, his assists were no bad in terms of per minute. But his assists, I think that was him 3 on Saturday. Potentially 4 if Stevie May scores the one that he's clean through. It was Smithy that assisted that as well.
I would probably say that was past of the season that he's...
It was a fantastic ball. But I'm really delighted with the front three, and see the 3 that are sitting on the bench behind him. There's a lot more to come for them as well. So what we probably were missing a wee bit at the start of the season was a real potent offensive line. I think we had a lot of the other basics right, we were doing them right, but I think now you're looking at it, Stevie May, Tetty and Shins are all biding their time as well, they 3 at the front end. So with the boys sitting on the bench, it's actually pushing the boys on the park to perform, and I've generally been delighted with all 6 of them, I really have, but I think you've got to probably a special mention to wee Smithy. He's come into the team. Him and Robbie. Robbie probably played a lot more game time than Smithy. And for me, I think Smithy did all of them deserve a lot of credit, but I've been really, really happy with him. It's why I brought him to the football club. We're now getting... There was a lot of work to do with Smithy against the ball, and sometimes his positioning on the ball. I think we're now getting that consistency. So the relationship's developed over the last 7-8 months, and I think Smithy's now reaping the benefits of that. And hopefully we, us, Livingston, me, the coaches, Chipper, Neely, we can add a wee bit more consistency to Smithy's game going forward. But it's the one trait that's a difficult part with wingers, is adding that consistency into their game, and that's at most levels. You'll probably find that the best wingers in the world are at the top clubs, but even looking down the leagues at some of the better wingers, there's always a period of inconsistency throughout the season. So it's up to us to try and get Smithy there to be a wee bit more consistent. But I do feel we've been getting that probably last 6 games, something along the lines.
All eyes are on Friday night with what's essentially becoming a 1-game shootout. Are these the type of games that you want to be involved in?
Brilliant, isn't it? Yeah. Brilliant, honestly, cannot wait till Friday, whatever the outcome is. I can't wait till Friday because, and I don't think it'll be, the probabilities are in Falkirk's hands. So Falkirk can win the game of football, it doesn't really matter what we do. But Friday night's really exciting because we've got an opportunity to win the league. Friday night's really exciting, there's an opportunity to win the game of football. But if Falkirk go and do the business, we're still in the playoffs and there's still a huge amount to play for, so there's a lot of excitement there. But caveat with, we've got a chance to win the league on Friday. I pray that the fans come out in force. And when I say fans, I'm not actually meaning the fans that turn up week in, week out. I'm meaning the fans of Livingston. We're something 60,000 residents in Livingston. I think we just need a wee bit more support for the local community. And that's not having a dig at anyone, because I know football costs money, but I just pray that we can get a really good crowd coming to this game of football and backing the players. And then I hope we can kick that on into the playoffs if we're in the playoffs. So if Falkirk win the league on Friday night, I just hope we can take that momentum that we've built throughout the course of the season and we can encourage the fans to get along to this game. It'd be amazing to sell out the main stand, and it'd be amazing to maybe open part of the south stand to try and just get the local community, Livingston, West Lothian, behind the boys, because I think they've had a fantastic season. Coming off the back of a really, really difficult season last season, the boys have been phenomenal. I think they've been brilliant. We've lost 5 games of football in the league, 1 game of football at home in the league, and overall we've lost 7 games of football throughout the course of the season.
Yeah, it's been impressive, yeah.
It is, but when you actually look at the stats, I think Falkirk have lost 7 games of football. We've lost 5. But it's the draws and the wins, the kind of that balance here. So I think that group in there and the staff deserve a huge amount of credit, and I just hope the fans can get behind the club. for this game or the next batch of games, whatever that's going to be, I hope the fans can get behind the club. And that's not me putting a message out to the fans that come to every game, that's me putting a message out to the community as a whole, Livingston, West Lothian. Try and get as many fans into the stadium on Friday night as possible, because it could be a fantastic occasion. And if it's not going to be, if it's not our time to win the league, whatever it's going to be, we've still got a great opportunity to take this club back to the Premier League. But do you know what? It'll be a wee bit easier with the fans behind us.
Partick had a good result last time out, Davy, but our home record speaks for itself. But is that what makes this league exciting and close? You know, as you say, we've only lost once. We've been really good on AstroTurf all season.
I think the games where I look back, where I'm going to say we've probably underperformed, or you've got to give the opposition a wee bit of credit at times as well. Everybody just expects you to win every game, but I think the surfaces have played a part in terms of those games of football. So the surface going away to Dunfermline wasn't ideal. The surface going away to Partick Thistle, wasn't ideal. So when we look at the away games, Airdrie, maybe Raith Rovers are a wee bit different. That's an anomaly there, because the surface we never quite performed. But I think knowing you're going to have a true surface to play football on really helped our approach to the game. So I just think the boys, honestly, the boys have been brilliant. They've been brilliant. We lost one game of football in the league at home against Ayr. Debatable if we should have lost that game. We did, which I've not got any problems with. But it wasn't as if we got battered or we didn't deserve more from the game. I thought we deserved a wee bit more for that game, to be honest. And that was the game of football we lost. And I think one league game, Spartans, one cup game. 2 cup games, Spartans and St Johnstone.
And it's all been 1-0.
We've always been there about. I think we've got the best goals conceded record in the league. I think we're in the best form in the league. There's a lot to like for this group, and I think it's just their relationships grown on a weekly basis. I thought if you compare the team that started friendly games against Spartans to where we are now, there's probably been 4 or 5 tweaks within that kind of personnel that's playing. But that's what normally happens in a season. You'll start out with plan A, but come the end of the season, it's the boys that start the season are never the boys that end the season, and that's how you get that progression. I think there's been a huge progression in terms of performances, and from all players, because there's no doubt fans at the start of the season saying, I'm not sure about him, I'm not sure about him, I'm not sure about him. And then I think you can now look in that changing room, well, he's been magnificent for us, he's been brilliant for us. There's a group of players that have come in, and I think there's probably no anyone who's been involved in the matchday squads since it's kind of the start of the year. There's nobody in there that I would say has no played their part. I think there's every one of the players, there's 23 in the first team changing room, and every single one of the players has played a huge part in a successful season. Hopefully we can take that one further.
Is there any injury worries ahead of the game, or?
Couple of wee niggles and knocks. Obviously we had to take Ryan off. Ryan was he was struggling, conscious, so we had to manage Ryan. Robbie Muirhead and Jamie Brandon were managed for different reasons. So really, there's no a huge amount of concern in there, but probably need to manage Friday, see how Friday goes in terms of we'll have one eye elsewhere, or the bench will. The fans will, no doubt. I'm going to focus on the game in front of us, but we'll manage that game as and how we see fit in terms of results elsewhere, our own score, and a couple of players that are probably going to start the game that are carrying me niggles and knocks. But you'll never go through a season with players feeling the same way they did when they come in pre-season. There's always niggles and knocks, bumps and bruises to play through, and we've got a couple now, but we'll manage them going into the game on Friday, and we'll manage them within the game also.